Okay, I'm live and I need to get some water. And I've been thinking about this for a good 2 weeks now, and I know I can't stay silent anymore. I just can't. So I'm hoping that this will work because I didn't print off. Let me see if I can go to my Word document and maybe I can print off the letter and my camera will still be running. If I can print this off, I don't know. Oh, it looks like it's still, maybe it will work. I do need to get a glass of water, but I'm not going to pause, and I need to download or find out about YouTube Create. I haven't downloaded that yet. I've been kind of just staying really quiet and wondering what I'm going to produce on YouTube and what I'm going to create on YouTube. And I cannot keep quiet about this. So let me get some water. I'll be right back. Oh, that's empty. That's empty. Okay. Ow, 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 ow. Okay. So let me make sure that everything's okay. Yes. So I am going to read a letter, and I just emailed it off to, who did I email it off to? Sabrina Cervantes, District 31, I guess, where I live. I guess it's 31. And I emailed it off to, who else? Was it Mark Takano? No, Alex Padilla. Alex Padilla. I emailed it off to Alex Padilla and the City of Paris Mayor Vargas. And I thought there was another one that Mark Takano. I looked up his website and put in my name and put in my address and all that, and then copy and pasted from Word the very long letter. It's like 8 pages. I'm going to read it, but I couldn't send it off. I put in my name, my address, all this information, like topic, and when I hit send, I did it 3 times, and it said something not allowed. And I'm like, what do you mean not allowed? Like faulty something not allowed. And I'm like, okay, I can't email Mark Takano. Like, was I banned, or was there a code word in there or something? Or I don't know, maybe the title was off or something. I don't know. But so far, the City of Paris Mayor Vargas, I emailed him directly. And then this Cervantes, Sabrina Cervantes, I guess it's District 31. And then who was the Padilla, Alex Padilla, U.S. State Senator for California. And I'm hoping I can email it to Ken Jeffries. And I'm hoping I can send it off to, I don't know, I can't remember the other people on the list, but I can't stay silent about this anymore. So if you do like my channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. I had to kind of pull away from all the astrology and everything like that. I think I said that in my last video. I just kind of got to pull away and just kind of rein it in because I'm all over the place. I'm studying everything. And I'm like, no, I can't study astrotheology and astrology and syncretism and the 7 rays and esoteric astrology and all this other stuff like the LBRP and the Wiccan and this and that and this and that. It's just too much. So I had to just be quiet and just go quiet and go within. And I cannot keep quiet about this country anymore. I can't keep quiet. So this is what I wrote, and this is what I emailed to those state senators, assemblymen, yada, yada, yada. And this is a lot of personal information, but I'm not happy. Okay. I'm not happy with what is going on. And I am a YouTube junkie, and I've been very proud of myself for not listening to too much junk, because the news is the news, and a lot of news like CNN, CBS, your everyday NBC, it is negative because it sells. There's something about negative news that sells very well. And if there is a lot of people that are doing like do-gooders, the news, CNN, NBC, CBS, KCAL 5, Fox News 11, what's the other one? Oh, KCAL 9. KCAL 9. So these are all LA companies, right? They save the good news for the last 10 minutes because it doesn't sell. So if there's a lot of good doers out there, people are going to be like, yeah, so what? Tell me the smut. People thrive off of bad news. And these news companies knows that it sells. Same thing with YouTube. Same thing with YouTube. Let me take some water. And oh man, I can't wait until I learn YouTube Create. I can't wait until I have I don't want to say balls, because the most fragile thing on the planet, we say balls for courage. No. No. I'm not going to use the word balls anymore for courage. I'm very courageous for saying this, but I'm going to read the letter that I sent to these Padilla, Alex Padilla, and Sabrina Cervantes, and the mayor of Paris, Vargas. And I tried to mail it off to Tucano, but it wouldn't go. Don't know what happened. Said the error. You cannot do that. Okay, fine. This is the letter that I wrote, and it's long, guys. It's long. So if you if you don't have patience for a 25 or a 30-minute video, I don't know. Maybe you watch it on 1.5 or 2.0 speed, and speed me up so you don't have to listen to me for 30 minutes or 20 minutes. So what just happened? I don't know what just happened. Something just happened? Okay, that was weird. So here it is. Let me read. I am a single white female with no children. I'm a recipient of Department of Public Social Services, and I applied twice for the general assistance. I was denied in October of 2024. I had a full-time job at Verizon, and I was laid off from this full-time job in March of 2024. Everybody in the kiosk position across the nation working at Verizon inside of Costco was laid off. I was not an employee of Costco. I was a Verizon employee, and everybody was laid off across the nation in that kiosk position. That was March 2024. Now, I went on unemployment, but in this country, you get 6 months of unemployment. And if you can't find a job in 6 months, what happens to you? Well, if you're not married, if you don't have adult children, if you don't know anyone that you can live with, you're screwed. There are not enough low-income housings. Homes are empty because the landlords raise the rent up too high. Shelters have 90-day waiting periods. The shelters are not a safe place to live either. Now, I had one job in October 2024, and that was through Ken Calvert, because his political action committee hired me in the month of October to get those door hangers out. But after the election, there was no need to get those door hangers out. And there was no need to ask questions for the Political Action Committee. So the job allowed me to pay my rent in the month of November. My savings is gone. I was denied general assistance in the month of October because DPSS found out through the work number that I was working. But they didn't know that it was a temporary job. So I reapplied on December 17th, give or take a few days, 2024. Now I'm waiting to see if I can get on general assistance, and CityNet in Paris dropped my case. Maybe they dropped my case because I'm not homeless yet, but I need help with other bills. And in this country, they don't help women that are single with no kids and no family. I'm a single white woman living in Paris, and I've been here since 1985. My mom was never homeless. My mom got welfare, and she worked all the time. I was never homeless as a child. My mom was never homeless. And as a grown adult, she was on welfare because my mom was a single parent. Now, we have people living in their cars because they're not making enough money for rent because this is a gig economy. Bullshit. I apply to 140 jobs a month online each month, with the exception of October when I was working part-time and I walked 6 hours a day, because when you go from one Republican address to the next Republican address, I don't know about you, but I can't flap my wings and fly. You have to walk to the next house, wherever that is. So with the exception of October, I applied to about 65 jobs because I was walking about 30 hours a week. And this month, so far, I've applied to about 90 jobs. So normally about 140, 150 jobs a month, normally. So let me continue reading because that was just an add-in. I applied to 140 jobs a month each month, and I'm told that people are hiring. Baloney. I shouldn't have to apply to 140 jobs a month, and I have proof that I applied to about, give or take a few, 970 jobs since March of 2024. How am I going to pay my phone bill if I have Verizon and I have a contract? I cannot leave Verizon. It is a 3-year contract. The phone I have is not paid off. Now, guys, I work for Verizon. I know how it works. When you get a transfer pin, you call your company, AT&T, Verizon, whoever. You get a transfer pin and you go to Assurance Wireless or whoever. It doesn't matter. Assurance Wireless is Lifeline. It doesn't matter. I work there. I know the way it works, okay? You get that transfer pin and you go to Assurance Wireless. This is not a Verizon phone. This is a Metro PCS phone that I get codes on for two-factor authorization. So if I want to log in or do anything, I get a code on this Metro PCS phone. I can't get rid of the phone number. I can't get rid of it. It's $56 a month, and I can't get rid of this phone number. So if I could, because of those texts, that two-way authorization or two-way verification. It's extra security, but it's costing me $56 a month more. But if this was my Verizon phone, it's not. It's over there being charged. But if it was, it would be turned off once you take that transfer pin and go to Assurance Wireless. And what would that do? Verizon would say, oh, she closed her account. Okay, well, we're going to send her a bill for the amount of what she owns on the phone, which is, I don't know, $450. I don't know, $460, $400. I don't know, $420. I don't have that laying around. So that was an extra little tidbit. So let me go back to the letter. I have proof that I applied to about 970 jobs since March 2024. I'm going to pay that phone bill if I have Verizon. I have a contract. I can't leave Verizon. It's a 3-year contract. The phone's not paid off. The phone I have I don't know how much. Okay, I already explained that, but what is going on with my? Something is definitely going on. I don't know what the hell's going on. Okay. Okay, they will close it. Blah blah blah. I already said that. I don't have that. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, I can't even do Uber because my car did not pass inspection because my tires are bald. I need 3 19-inch tires and used tires. I didn't say how much they were. I just said I need 3 19-inch used tires. They're about $80, $90 each. I don't have that kind of money. Riverside County 211 is a joke. Please don't tell people to call 211. And please do not tell your staff or other people to call 211. Because 211 is a joke. All they do is help people with food banks. They give people numbers for food banks. We throw food in this country to the homeless. People think that food will solve the world's problems. I'm a woman that bleeds. Now, if you have virgin ears and you don't like the truth, cover your ears because I have a mouth on me. I get periods every month, and guess what I have? I have food stamps. But food stamps doesn't pay for toilet paper, nor does it pay for pads or tampons. There's a problem because we think food solves the problems of everything. I got car insurance payment that needs to be paid in January. So if I get a job and I'm hired magically on the 12th of January, how do you expect me to get to work if the car insurance isn't paid? And all the normal places that you tell people to call, they're a joke. Catholic Charities is a joke. 211 is a joke. They don't have funding. You tell people to call these nonprofits when all they do is give you a list of places to go to help you with your utilities. I don't have utilities. And I'm sick of calling myself an American. This is not the America that I grew up in. And what's going on is an oligarchy. It's not a difference between Democrats and Republicans. It's a freaking shit show between the ultra rich and the working class citizen. It's an oligarchy. And I cannot believe the world that I'm living in. I cannot find a job I made some typos in this. I cannot find a job, and I have a master's in business administration. I apply to county jobs each month. I have to dumb down my resume just to apply for a job as a cashier. But when they see my work history, whoops, they interview me, but they don't read my resume before the interview. And then I just fall off the radar because my work history is not in retail work. So now I have to make up jobs on my resume because all employers want to know is, have you done this job before in the last 6 months? Oh, well, what the fuck happened to this thing called you're a new grad right out of college? What happened to the no experience necessary first MBA job after your MBA? They don't exist. This happened to me in 2011, guys, okay? I got my MBA in 2011. So because of these stupid corporations that want you to have 15 years experience in underwater basket weaving, well, when I got my MBA in 2011, I didn't have 15 years experience in accounting or project management. So do you think I got a job like my first MBA job? No. I kept on applying to customer service jobs. And I never got out of it. So what kind of world is this where people in power, such as you, and this is what's the mayor and Cervantes and all them, the mayor, you, all of Trump's cronies, all the Democrats, the same thing. The Democrats are in power too because they have money and they don't have to trade time for money. There's something called offshore accounts and investing your money in stocks. And the working people don't have that kind of money because the Democrats are the 1% as well. It's all the same. People don't realize what's going on, but I'm not stupid. Everything is just traded between the oligarchy, big business, big government. Big government's paid the big corporations, big government. The big governments pay the big pharma. It's all kickbacks. I'll scratch your back, you scratch my back. Who are the people that are getting hurt? The working class citizens. And big government, big pharma, big agriculture. They all have their hands in each of their pockets. And who's the one in the middle? It's the Political Action Committee. It's the lobbyists. They lobby for people to stay poor because they're catering to the 1%. We're not going to back the dollar by gold again, because that will completely destroy the Ponzi scheme that's going on. So it's a continue IOU. It's not, the dollar will never be backed by gold again, ever. Thank you, Nixon, for doing that. Thank you. So I'm sick of the game, and I'm not going to take this anymore. I should not be begging for $300 just to get 3 used tires, because each tire is about roughly a used 19-inch tire. It's about $80, $90. I need a job, and I'm tired of applying to 150 jobs online. And the 70-year-olds say, there's plenty of jobs. Go online. There's plenty of jobs. They're fake job ads. No one is hiring. Look up pipelining acquisitions and see what that means. I'm sick of calling myself an American. I need to move out of this country really soon. This is not the America that I grew up in the 80s or the 70s. And CityNet cannot help me. They dropped me. So who am I supposed to go to and call when Catholic Charities doesn't help me? 211 doesn't help me. I'm not a woman with children. CalWorks can't help me. I have to spend gas money that I don't have and drive to Lake Elsinore to go to the Department of Public Social Services and talk to a supervisor and see if I can get approved for general assistance, because I really need the $300 just to pay my phone bill, the credit card, and my car insurance, and all are each over $100. Well, why don't I call? They don't answer the freaking phone. They're government workers, and they don't even answer the phone. It's like, do your freaking job. Well, we don't have anybody. Then hire someone. Hire me to do it. Stupid idiots. That was a freebie. And I've already called 60 churches from Temecula, Marietta, Moreno Valley, Riverside, Paris. Now I'm calling Jewish organizations, because this country can't help people unless you need food. If you need food, 211 will throw food at you. It's basically a yellow pages. That's what it is. It's a yellow pages. And they'll look up, oh, let me give you this food bank. I don't need food. Now here's where I add a freebie. Cover your ears if you have virgin ears. I don't need to shove a cucumber up my pussy. Okay? I don't. Pads ain't free in this freaking country. Why? Because we put down women. Lunar, moon, mother, lunatic. That's how we get lunatic. You're freaking crazy. Oh, excuse me. That was a freebie. Men can get away with anything. Okay, let's get back to the letter. I've already called 60 churches in Temecula, Marietta, Moreno Valley, blah, 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 blah. Okay, this country doesn't help people unless you need food or utility assistance. If you're not in that, forget it. Let me continue. Maybe you have a wife. Do you have a wife or a daughter that has a period every month? Would you expect your own daughter to have a cucumber and put it up her vagina to stop the blood? Would you expect that? I don't think so. We are a period poor nation, and we don't do anything about it. And in other countries, pads and tampons are free, but not in this nation. Oh no, we put women down. We treat women like shit. Now, let me tell you what I manifested in the month of December. And this is a true story. This is true. I called a church that I used to go to about 10 years ago. And they knew someone that helps women, elderly women. Well, I can't really say elderly, because elderly is like, I don't know, cripple. That's not PC, but I guess elderly would be someone that's not very healthy, because I see women that are 80 and they work full time. And when I worked at Verizon inside the Costco, I did not work for Costco. I did not. So when I was working for Verizon, man, this one lady, she was like 4'10", spitball fire. She must have been a Sagittarius or an Aries. She was insane. She had more energy than me. She put me to shame. 4'9" real estate agent. And she made bank. 80 years old, still working. Okay? So she if you're still if you're like her, you're not elderly. Not in my book. Okay? She was like, whoa, she was on fire. So let me go back to the letter. I called a church that I used to go to about 10 years ago. They knew someone that helps 55 plus women. So this woman owns a business and she helps women get into homes. And I can't tell you how many women she helps. Maybe 5, maybe 6, maybe 3. I don't know. But she owns a business, a nonprofit. Now, I'm not elderly. I'm not 55. I'm not 52. I'm not 51. I'm also not disabled. I need to work. So I called this church and they knew someone and they got in touch with this person. And this person called me and she helped me. I have a GoFundMe account. So my back rent of $450 was paid in December. It was a check made out to my landlord. It went to my USPS P.O. box. And I need that P.O. box. And I've had it since before my mom died. I had to get it because our box where we used to live was broken into. But anyway, this woman got me out of arrears. She got me out of arrears. I was in arrears by $450. But then she paid my January rent for me. And then she helped me with my car. Now, I don't know if it's the dual clutch. It's an automatic. It's a Hyundai. Don't ever get a Hyundai, guys. Get a Toyota or a Honda. Don't get a Hyundai, okay? It has over 100,000 miles on it, and I've heard other people say once Hyundais get 100,000 miles, they just go downhill very quickly. So I don't know if it's a dual clutch, but it was in limp mode in April. I took it into a mechanic in Winchester, and it was in limp mode again in December. So I wanted to take it right back to the mechanic that fixed it before, because that was like $600 or $800. And at the time, in April, I had $600 or $800 laying around. I don't now. So, this woman helped me, and I don't know if it was the battery. I don't know. Maybe I'm not really sure if it was the battery, but it doesn't go 20 miles an hour now. Hopefully it's not a sticky dual clutch that like sticks, but it does have over 100,000 miles on it. And it's only like, I don't know, 6, 7 years old or something like that. 7 years old. So yeah, I don't know. But anyway, this woman greatly helped me. So I don't have to worry about rent, guys. Okay. And then somebody else helped me with $500, and the $400 of that went toward my rent, and I paid $100 toward my rent. My own money, $100 went to my rent in December. The other $850 was paid by these 2 other people, and I still share my GoFundMe account, but I'm not really getting that much help because a lot of people don't have money. That's what's going on in this country. So $1,900 plus another $300 plus another $500, and I owe this woman $300 for that battery. So add up $1,900 plus the other $500 plus the other $300 for the battery. Add that up. Now that was a big, huge blessing. Okay, so I explained all the limp mode, and let me go on to the other stuff because this is all stuff that I emailed. I'm just going to read it now. I got other bills that besides rent. I have a car insurance payment on January 14th. A credit card bill that needs to be paid on the 7th. And a phone bill that needs to be paid on the 20th. But that's every month. Let's see. Okay, it says I was able to manifest about $2,300. I already read that. Okay, I already read that. Okay, so it goes into my other little tiny bills. That this computer is very old. So 2016 because the other computer crashed on April 10th. So I went out, did what HP said. They said get a Windows 10 laptop, get a flash drive, stick it in there, save it, take it out, put it in your other laptop, and upload it. That didn't work. That didn't work. I should have not have got a Windows. This is a Windows 10. It will not take Windows 11. This is a 2016 laptop. I don't have $500 for a new laptop, guys. I don't. So, yeah. I really need $500 for a new laptop. I will never get a used laptop again. Never. So, $16 for my laptop insurance, which I got to call HP Smart Friend and see what it will cover. Then the Insta Ink, I have a printer. So that's $8 a month. I have toilet paper, but it's going to run out. Let's see, pads, tampons, that doesn't cover, food stamps doesn't cover it. So what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to go out and panhandle now because the nonprofits are not helping me? So the oligarchy, that's what they want us to do. What am I supposed to do? Keep on calling Riverside County 211 over and over and over again, people? Don't tell me to call 211 when it's a joke. Don't do it. 211 is a laughing stock, a county of Riverside. Am I supposed to go out and pay? Okay, I read it. Nobody, you should never tell people to call 211 unless they need a food bank or utility assistance. Other than that, Riverside County 211 is a joke. I'm really sick of what's going on in our nation. These stupid people voted for Trump and his cronies. Mickey Mouse would be better job running the country than this fool. He's going to take away the Affordable Care Act. We're going to go back in the days when I did not have real health care. Because I'm not disabled, and I'm not over 65, and I'm not a mother. Do you remember those days, guys? Do you remember those days where you had to be a mom, you had to be pregnant, you had to be over 65, or you had to be disabled? If you're just a regular fucking person, you work hard, you're not disabled, you're 35 years old, and you're a man. You remember those days? Oh, I can't get health insurance because I don't have a vagina, and I don't have a uterus, and I'm not growing a baby, and I'm not disabled. So you telling me I got to pretend that I'm disabled now just to get health insurance? Fucking bullshit. That's what's going to happen with that motherfucker in office. Shit. Pissed. Okay. He's not. Okay. Okay. So I say I was on MISP. That's not a real health plan. That's what it was called. MISP. What was it called? Medically Indigenous Services Program. What did I get on that? I got a free pap smear every year. Yeah. I got a free pap smear every year. But if I broke my leg, I remember I was in a car accident in 03. It was 03 because 04 Peter died. And 04 Peter died in February 04. So my car accident was like May 03. So Peter was alive in 03. And the car went out of control in Temecula, California. And I was going to work. And it flipped out of control in a field. Thank God it was a field, but some guys came over and, my car just flipped like this, but it kept on flipping. And then it landed right set up, and they had to use the jaws of life to get me out. So they sent me a bill. It was like $9,000, $15,000. And they were like, well, we got to do this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, I don't have any money, and they were like, well, hold on. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, I told you I was working and I was going to work and lost the job because I got in a car accident. And, I had to beg the emergency room to send me away. They were like, call the clinic. And I'm like, I did. I can't get through. So I had to drive, or my mom had to drive me down there. I mean, I was in a like a, not a cast, but like a, I don't know what you call it, a thing. I don't know what I was in, but not a cast. I can't remember the word recall. What's the word? sling with a broken hand right here. I was in a sling. And I think my mom drove me. And I had to speak to a supervisor. I said, I can't wait a month or two. My hand is broken. I need a cast. Not a month or two. I think they got me in the next day. That was in 2003, guys. So, I don't know. I have to stop and just continue to read. I couldn't get the help I needed. If I was really sick, I couldn't get the help I needed with MISP, Medically Indigenous Services Program. It's just really bad. I'm really sick of this country not helping people. I'm really sick of it all. So how am I going to pay my rent for February if I don't have a job full time? In January, if I don't get hired in January. What do you want me to do? Keep on applying to 150 jobs a month when it doesn't work? Employers are not hiring because nobody has money. It's a vicious cycle. Nobody has money because nobody's working full time. And people are doing this gig economy. Well, they're living in their cars. This is stupid. That's why I didn't want to do Uber, because you're just putting miles on your car and your insurance is going up. And okay, that's great. You got money coming in, but your insurance is going up because you're driving all over the freaking place. If nobody has money for goods and services, if nobody has money to buy steel, to buy this, to buy that, whatever, it doesn't matter if you're buying fast food or wallets. It doesn't matter. If nobody has money and nobody's buying anything, of course, employers are going to lay off staff. Duh. The more that these employers let people go, the less money is circulating in the country. And this is not good for the working people. But it's fine for the oligarchy, and it doesn't matter if it's Democrats or Republicans or Independents or Green Party. It doesn't matter. City council members get paychecks. All the people on both sides. It doesn't matter who's in office. It doesn't matter if it's Biden, Trump. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter who's in office. It could be people working for the government, for like the registrar of voters. They run a skeleton crew during non-election time. So I think the states, well, at least California, they have about 30 days to count all the votes. And then after that, they let all the thousands of people go. So, there's a process to count all the votes. I'm not going to say all the process, but there's it's not just you vote and then one day and then you're counting all the votes in one day. No. It takes, I think it's a 30-day process. And you have to verify and recount and all that and everything like that. So, it doesn't matter if you work for DPSS, the fire department, the police, the state parks. It doesn't matter if you're a staff member under a state senator or a state assemblyman. If you're a staff, all y'all got your paychecks. Y'all ain't being laid off. The people that are being laid off is the people that work for the corporations, and some nonprofits don't have staff. Some nonprofits are just owned by one person. Let's see. I name other people in here, Elon Musk. It says in here, I'm going to find out when the next meeting is for the City of Paris Council meeting. I'm going to make a public comment on a Tuesday, Thursday night. And it's not going to be nice. Things need to change. And there's going to be probably a big, huge uprising in Washington, D.C. I have a feeling. People can only stay quiet for so long. And this dude, what was his name? Luigi? I don't have any sympathy for this healthcare guy. I don't have any sympathy. You do not have my sympathies, Mr. Healthcare guy that died. all the CEOs need to be punished. Like, really punished. It's not enough for you to go to jail. You need to hurt. Your blood needs to be siphoned out of your arms. It's too easy to kill someone. I mean, yeah, okay, you kill them, their family hurts, but there's no suffering for the person that caused it. So the CEOs need to suffer. They really need to suffer. I want the CEOs to go homeless. Let them do Uber and let all the working class citizens do, oh, no, we're good. We're good. No, yeah, we're going to smoke our cigar. Oh, you guys are working so hard. Oh, but we're good. Yeah, that's what I want to happen. I want the CEOs to go homeless. All the CEOs need to just go homeless and just, like, magically, if there's a goddess somewhere, please, turn all the males just magically into females. And I mean magically. Oh, I have a uterus now? Doctor says, yeah, I did order the ultrasound on you and you got ovaries and you got a uterus. Don't know how that happened. I guarantee you, if all of the CEOs in this nation, all the men turned into women within a year, legislation, it would be law, pads and maxi pads and tampons free. Because men, if they were men that were transformed into women, like with a uterus, like magically, they got a uterus now. They got ovaries. Men, they would be like, oh my God, I can't do this. Please turn me back into a male. I can't do this for a year. This is a mess. Why are we having to pay for pads? Oh my gosh. You have no idea. You have no idea how many women have been mistreated. Did you get your mom and dad's permission? Did you get your husband's permission to get that car loan? Can you imagine if we treated men like that? Oh my God. Okay, I'm almost to the end. Let's see. I do believe there's going to be a revolt. I do really think people are going to go to Washington, D.C. Don't know when. Something's going to happen. And I'm not sure how I'm going to get to Washington, D.C. to be a part of this. But people cannot stay quiet and do these peaceful protests for change, because peaceful protests don't work. They don't work, guys. Sorry. Peaceful protests do not work. And I was planning on emailing this to LaPozia Butler, but I cannot. I don't know what happened to her website or her county or government or state or whatever she is, a state senator. Can't find her email, can't find her page. I don't know what's going on with it. Maybe it's Google Chrome and it has something wrong with it or something. I don't know, but I'll have to find it later. But hopefully I can email this to Richard Roth and Kenneth Jeffries. But that's the gist of it. That was a lot of personal stuff. And yeah. Before I go, I just want to say that you're spot on 100% from Samantha Womack. Well, you know, what is the YouTube algorithm gonna do? Because I dropped names and said a lot of stuff and I just let it rip. I was just like, and this is class consciousness, guys. I hope to God people are waking up, because you cannot say that this is a problem between the blues and the reds, or the not Republicans, the conservatives and the liberals. It is a class thing that is going on. It is against the oligarchy, those in power, those in money, power, and they have gold, and they have silver, and they have offshore accounts, and they have access to their annuities, and they own real estate. They don't trade time for money. They don't. And they know that trading time for money is one of the worst ways to make money. And they don't work hard. The more money you make, the less hard you work. There's people in the oligarchy, and they just sit back and smoke cigars all day long. They don't do nothing. So don't think that working hard is the way to do it. That's why do you think this trend came up of quiet quitting? Why do you think people are just doing the bare minimum of their jobs? Because they're freaking tired of being treated like shit. They're not being recognized for going above and beyond. They're not getting a raise for going above and beyond. So if you're not going to get a raise, if you're not going to be acknowledged for going above and beyond, if you're not going, not even that, just respect your employees. Just respect them. I mean, I remember working for some companies, and we were expected to do all this stuff, and we didn't even have the resources to do what we needed to do. We were expected to bring in like our own resources, our own stuff. I was like, what do you want us to use? Like, bringing in your own pen and paper is one thing, but some jobs you really need certain resources, and it's not cool doing that when your own job doesn't provide the resources you need to do your job. So when I had real support from a really good job, I was like blown away. I was like, this is what real support looks like. Like, it's a really interesting feeling when you are disrespected so much in a job and expected that you find a way to fill in the gaps when the employer is supposed to supply those resources. And then you go to a really good employer, and it's a very strange feeling. It's very weird. This is not the America I grew up in. My first job was I call it a fake job, but it was sales in 1993, and they classified us as 1099, but we were really W-2. If your employer tells you how to do your job, where to do your job, when to clock in, how to dress, you are not a 1099. You're not. You are a W-2 employee if you are told when, where, how to dress, where to go, how to set up. And it was basically just set up this table of cheap merchandise like cups, like dollar cups and pens. And have you applied for your JCPenney card? I didn't work for JCPenney. It was a JCPenney credit card. I didn't work for JCPenney. And I made $1 per application. And if they didn't sign it, I didn't get my dollar. If they didn't put down where they got their money from, like if they were on Social Security or their job, and they just put down $500 a month and they didn't put down where, I didn't get my dollar. So if they didn't sign in, they didn't put a phone number down. Well, if they didn't put a phone number down, there was no way I can call. And the company expected me to use quarters to put it in the machine to call. Excuse me, I'm not a 1099. I'm a W-2 employee. You are supposed to give me a phone so I can call these people. And they say, oh, did I get it? And I'm like, get it? Did you get the card? Like, you didn't even put down your address of where you live. You didn't put down where your job is. Like, what's your job? Oh, I'm retired. Oh, okay. So how much money do you get from that? Oh, $300 a month. Oh, okay. Let me write that down. $300 a month. And they're like, well, so who am I going to get it? I don't know. That's not my job. It's my job to make you fill that out. And if you didn't fill it out in full, I'd say fill it out in full. And then people would like leave while I was looking at it. And I'd have to tell them, you sit here, you wait until I approve of this. If it's not done, you got to fill it out. Because I didn't get my dollar. And I made $80 a week and I was made assistant manager. Bullshit. That was 1993, guys. That was my first fake job. And it's not, the world is not like that anymore. I learned on my own. I went to a library back then. I was like, oh my God, they were classifying me as a 1099. I was a W-2 employee and they didn't want to pay anything. After 6 weeks, I got out of there. I got my first paycheck after 6 weeks. My first paycheck. After I was like, I'm done. And we do not live in that world anymore. And it was easier to navigate back then. People really, when there was a real job, you go to the penny saver. You go to the green sheet or the newspaper. You need jobs, accounting. You go to accounting or mechanic. You look in the paper. You call. You drive down there. You fill out an application. You didn't even need a resume. You just fill out a freaking application. And maybe you're interviewed on the spot. Maybe. Now, black hole of nothingness. These people are not hiring. They're fake job ads. And anybody that's 65 or 70, you guys are freaking idiots. You're idiots. I'm sorry. My mom was a baby boomer. I think baby boomers at one time were the smartest, greatest, amazing people. And now I think they're idiots because y'all don't freaking know. If you have a job and you're 60, 65 and you're still working and you think it's so great out there, oh yeah, really? Quit your job. Quit your job, Mr. Baby Boomer. It's not a good job market because nobody has money. And if nobody has money, they're not going out there and buying anything unless they got food stamps. And what's $291 going to do for food stamps for me? I think I bought like 10 stuff about 3-4 weeks ago. And I think it was like $80. And I went, what? 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 So I was like, I can't buy 10, 11, 12 things because it's $80. So I went back and said, okay, well, maybe I can buy 5 or 6 things. Or maybe it was 3 things. And it was like $50. I'm like, what the hell? It sounds like a lot of money, but it's not. How can a family of 4 live on $350 a month in food stamps or $450? A family of 4? $400 or $500 a month on food stamps? Are you freaking kidding me? And then you make just too much. You make just too much. If I was to get $1,800 a month in a job, like working part-time somewhere, not gig work, just a regular W-2 job, $1,800 a month. Or say I was on unemployment, like I was before, $23 a month in food stamps. That is a fucking joke. That's a joke. $23 a month for getting $1,800 a month, because the maximum you can get in California is $450 a month. In Ohio, $450 a week. In Ohio, the maximum you can get is $700. Well, shit. That sounds great, man. Because this It penalizes you. If I'm working part-time, 21 an hour, 20 hours a week, what is that? It's about 420 a week gross. So if I had an opportunity to get 450 a week on unemployment or 420 a week gross, what's that net? About 360, 380 net. So what do you think people are going to do if they're single and they live alone? They're going to take that job that's $21 an hour for 20 hours a week? Or do you think they're going to take that 450 a week for unemployment? I guarantee you they're going to take that 450 a week for unemployment because they need it. Because that less, that 60 or 70 or $80 less is going to hurt them now. Now, it might help them in the future if they take that job because you're paying into the system. So it's going to help you in the future, but it's not going to help you right now. And we penalize people in this country for working part-time. It's not right. It's not right. And I'm not having it anymore. Why do we penalize people for working part-time? Do you want people to work, Mr. Government Man? Do you want people to work, or do you want people to not work? Because the system is set up for people to not work, and that is the poverty trap. Because once you earn just enough, you don't qualify for food stamps. And I say, fuck you to everybody. I say, fuck you. I'm tired of the goddamn bullshit. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. And I'm not putting up with it anymore. I'm not. I got to find a way to go to Washington, D.C. because there's going to be an uprising, and I don't know when it is. I don't know when it is. And it's not right versus left. It's not. There are working poor people that are part of the Green Party. There are working poor people that are part of the Democrats, the left, or the liberals, the left. There are working poor people that are Republicans, the red, the conservatives. This is a class thing. It's not, oh, your political views are conservative and I'm a liberal and you're pro-life and I'm pro-choice. That's not it. It's class. It is the working poor against the rich. And we don't have anybody working. The senators, they're supposed to work for us, but they don't. The senators have their hands in the pocket. Corporations, government, scratch each other's back. They're supposed to be working for us, but they don't. Why? Because there's something called a political action committee and lobbyists. We're the lobbyists for us. Where are those lobbyists? Shit. Man, call myself an American. Shit. I'm done. I've been thinking about this for like 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And what is going to happen now? Am I going to get like shadow banned or something? I have no idea. I might just delete all this and redo it all over. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. My LinkedIn account, it's been restricted. And I contacted the help center. I gave them my driver's license. I took a picture of my passport, a selfie. I gave them everything they needed. That was the 9th of December. And haven't heard anything. I had to reach out to X. And I just found out today. I went on X and they actually got back to me on the 15th or 17th because I went to X, used to be Twitter, it's X now. And got a hold of them. Got a hold of LinkedIn help. And somebody said, "Oh, let me look into this. What's your email? Blah 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 blah." And, and I'm like, okay. I sent them a private message today. Here's my email. Here's my name. That's That's my name. That's my email. There you go. Can't use that anymore. I was using that to email recruiters. I don't know if my account's going to ever be reinstated. So I hope to God that I'm not like shadow banned or, I don't even know what the terminology is. I don't even know what the terminology is. Is that the word? Shadow banned. Meaning shadow banned, meaning block a user from social media site or online forum without their knowledge, typically making their posts and comments no longer visible to other users. In the future, moderators will be given the ability to shadow ban users. Is that what happened to my LinkedIn account? Stealth banning. It's called hell banning, ghost banning. Users' content is visible to their followers, but invisible or significantly reduced to other users on a social media platform. No, that's not what happened on LinkedIn. I was restricted. I cannot log in to my LinkedIn account at all, and I can't log in at all. I've done it 15 times. I took pictures 15 times of my driver's license, selfie, and everything, and nothing. It's been how long? 3 weeks? 3 weeks. So today's the 30th. So yeah, Monday will be 3 weeks, and I don't know how long it's going to be. And yeah, I hope I'm not banned on YouTube. Let me tell you, it's like we can't say what we want to say. It's like our mouths are being taped up. It's just not right. And I don't know, man. Do I have to be like the Bible? Do I have to talk in code? Do I have to talk in code? Wait. In 2024, you are now concerned about this? Did you care when it was happening to conservatives at all? This has been going on since they did it to Alex Jones. Yeah. God, man, I'm sorry. I just gotta go back in time, man. That was a long time ago. There was Alex Jones and who was the other guy? There was the other guy, not Alex Jones. Rush Limbaugh. I didn't really get into Alex Jones all that much, but his book, See, I Told You So, by Rush Limbaugh. I don't know when it came out, 1991, 1992, 1993, but I read that book. But yeah, it did happen to Alex Jones, but you came in late. I don't know how long you were listening to me, but I read my letter that I wrote to I read my letter to sent it to I already sent it to Alex Padilla, and I sent it to Sabrina Cervantes and the mayor of the city of Paris. So, and I tried to email it to Mark Takano, and I got some type of weird error message that said you cannot perform this function. And then the other one, the other state senator, can't remember her name. I couldn't find her page or anything. But anyway, about 45 minutes of this, or 35 minutes of this, was me reading that letter about the state of the economy and the fake jobs and how people are living in their cars because of this gig economy and because landlords are charging too much for rent and people can't afford for their rent. So they're living in their cars because the rent's too high and they're not making enough money. That was the purpose, to let people know that I'm sending these letters off, and I emailed those people already. And I got there's a few other people that I need to send this email off to. But yeah, that was the whole point of the video. The side stuff is the whole talking and all that and everything. And the only reason I was talking about the freedom of speech thing and everything like that is because after I read the whole thing, I went, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. So I'm done. And I'm going to go back into my little shell and be quiet and yeah. I really don't know when I'm going to go live next or anything like that. So I can't tell you if it's going to be next Tuesday or can't tell if it's going to be next Friday. I just don't know. But I felt like I needed to come whenever I did that. Was it 11? Was it 11? No, it was 10. Like I went live like 10:30 or 10:40. So usually I'm not up at this time of day. So have a good night, guys, and I'll see you when I see you.